Right, on tonight's featured CD. It's not an album, it's actually a demo. We don't feature demos that often here on ARfm, but this one struck a chord with me when it arrived at ARfm Towers this week. It's from a young lady. She hails from San Diego. Her name is Jennifer Rose, and if you want to check her out, she's got a website which is jenniferrocksthemic.com. She's also got a website which is myspace.com/JenniferRocksTheMic. Here's a track from Jennifer Rose. This is I Go a Little Mental.
Go a little mental. I go a little mental. You're the one. You're the one. You're the one I blame.
Jennifer's demo's been produced by Kevin Patrick, who's currently the keyboard player in Blondie. They were done in New York. We got a whole nice little set of 8x10 pics with the promo pack we got with that. And surprised to say that all the ARfm DJs are fighting over who has which picture. But, I mean, I shouldn't really tell you things like that, should I?
A new era in rock and metal radio.
That was interesting.
Turn it up.
This is ARfm.
Early on tonight I mentioned that our featured album of the evening will be a demo by a young lady called Jennifer Rose. I played you one track earlier on. Here's another one. This is called One Last Kiss. Jennifer Rose. One Last Kiss from her demo. I tell you, if this lady does not get signed, there's no justice in the world. If you want to find out more about Jennifer, then it's JenniferRocksTheMic.com, and she's also got a MySpace page, so that's myspace.com/JenniferRocksTheMic. And just to give me total embarrassment, Jennifer's on the line.
Hello.
Hello.
Good morning. Well, it's morning over here.
Well, it's morning there, yes. You're on the West Coast, I do believe.
Yes.
Was it 70 degrees and sunshine?
Yes.
Well, there's about 11,000 people in the morning in the UK now who absolutely totally dislike you because it's raining here.
I know. I shouldn't have said that. I know. I've heard about all the flooding, and I feel terrible about that.
And I'm embarrassed because you heard my comments about the photos.
I actually thought it was funny, so didn't offend me at
Thankfully,
all.
you have a sense of humour.
And it's so funny when I talk to people in the UK, you made the comments of, oh, we're such animals over here. But you sound so polite all the time, so even if you were to say something rude, it doesn't come across rude. It's actually quite charming, so...
Thank you very much.
Sure.
Now, you've got to tell us about yourself, because, I mean, where have you been hiding?
Well, I don't know. I mean, I've been singing and professional my whole life, but, I had label interest, so I set out to do this demo, and my album's not even finished yet, but decided to put it out there in a few hands, and it's been getting airplay, and I've been getting a good response, so I'm hoping to, start touring. I'd love to come to the UK and play live and finish the album and
I mean, this industry, we've got a terrible habit of sort of pigeonholing artists in certain with certain styles and that. You're very much what I'd sort of 80s rock, aren't you?
That's what I'm hoping to come across, so I'm always glad when people get that vibe from my music. I set out to do 80s rock meets current rock, but I wanted this to be heavily influenced by the people who influenced me, which was, Joan Jett, Blondie, Berlin, 80s rock, Def Leppard.
I mean, a couple of people have mentioned Lita Ford as a comparison for your work.
Yeah, and it's funny, I started getting a lot of people saying, the Lita Ford thing, and I was like, well, by name, do I know that? And then, of course, I listen to the music. I'm like, of course, I love this music, when I heard it, back in the 80s. So that's a huge compliment. I think Lita Ford's fantastic, and Pat Benatar and all those ladies are, they're great to me. Those are my heroes. So
how did you come to link up with Kevin Patrick? Because I mean, Kevin was, as far as I know, I think he's been the Blondie keyboard player since about 2001, and you were actually in a Blondie tribute band, weren't you?
I was. We spoke briefly just on MySpace 2 years prior to this, and he that was when I was doing the tribute thing, and he just stopped by to say hi. And then 2 years later, he didn't know I was not doing the tribute thing anymore. I only did that for a short time, and then he ran across my page on somebody else's page and said, hey, I just want to know what you're up to. I think your sound is great, and wanted to know what your projects are. And I said, hey, I thought he remembered talking to me, and he later said, no, I didn't remember that at all, but I read his profile that he produces, and I said, I've got interest from a major label right now. They just want me to get a demo to them. Would you be interested? And this is what I'm looking to do. And talking to him, it just kind of felt right, and flew over there and wrote these songs in record time, and it was collaborated, and it was great. It was a great experience, really fun.
Well, it's good to hear you've got a major label interested, because, I mean, of late, most of the major labels haven't been signing what I'd call traditional rock acts, have they?
It doesn't seem, the music business has changed so much, and, it just seems like they want you to pretty much do everything before they sign. So I'm just, setting out to do my own thing, and whatever happens, happens, but to me, the thing that's keeping me going is the people saying, we love your music, and when are you coming to our town to perform? And, I mean, I'm getting hits from pretty much every place saying, when are you going to perform out our way? We'll come to your show, so I'm going to do this regardless of what happens, so,
I mean, what's the sort of live situation at the moment? Have you got a live band that you're working with?
I do, yes. The people that I recorded with were actually studio musicians that I co-wrote with, but I just put my permanent lineup together. I've got a fantastic drummer, Grom. I've got Martin Motnick on bass, and I've got Hayato Takano on lead guitar, and they're fantastic. And so we're just rehearsing, and I'm going to be finishing writing more songs, and we'll be out performing and touring soon. So that's the goal.
I mean, if you're based in LA, which I assume you are at the moment, I mean, that used to be, of course, the mecca for sort of 80s rock, didn't it?
It did, yeah.
What's the scene like now?
Well, I was actually just on Sunset Strip last night, so I was listening to a lot of rock, and, there's more of the modern rock going on these days. So I'm excited to have something kind of more 80s influenced going on, and bringing that theatrics back, and the fun in rock and roll, and the melody. I don't really hear a lot of melody in rock, in current rock.
No.
And the beautiful guitar solos and all of that. But the UK is fantastic. You guys are like the best rockers of them all. I've had amazing response from people from the UK. They're like, rock and roll lives, and so it's really inspiring.
Yeah, we're diehards over here. See,
yes,
we've probably got. I don't know. You've now got Rocklahoma in the US, which is a big melodic rock festival. But we've got one over here called Firefest, which is just as good. So.
Oh, well,
and we're on our 5th one. So. The scene in the UK fortunately hasn't died, and I mean, it's great when we get CDs like yours in, because it proves that there are people out there still producing this music.
Yes.
And we must thank, by the way, a gentleman by the name of Kelvin Hellraiser.
Oh, please, yes.
Because
Kelvin's fantastic.
Kelvin and I used to work together many years ago on a magazine called Metal Forces, so we've known each other a long time. So when he sends me something, it's usually something special, and he didn't go wrong with this one.
Oh, he's been an amazing support, and I'm so beyond flattered that he even gives me the time of day. I mean, I know that he's, quite respected in the industry, so yes, I would love to thank him for hooking us up, for sure.
And it was only yesterday I discovered he actually does a radio sort of news item on a Los Angeles station.
Yes, the Edge.
The Edge,
100.1.
Jennifer, thanks for sparing us a few minutes.
Oh, my pleasure. Thank you for having me. And
we're going to play out with another track from your CD.
Awesome, thank you.
Jennifer Rose. Repeat offender. I'm pretty sure you'll be hearing more from that lady. Let's hope she gets signed to a major label. JenniferRoseRocks.com. MySpace.com/Jennifer Rocks the Mic.